So 2 weeks today?
2 weeks today.
2 weeks today.
Wow, yeah, 2 weeks today. We got in at
Tonight.
like 11:30
Yeah.
Saturday night, 2 weeks ago.
And our last update was a week ago. Well, we did it a week ago. So, what's gone on this past week?
This past week,
You got the shell of the hoop barn up
yeah,
this week. So at least now you're not moving tarps around, and it actually looks like doesn't look like a store-bought hoop barn like the one of the big high dollar ones, but it's definitely a decent hoop barn for to keep you dry while you're working.
yeah. It did weather the first storm today.
It did.
Pretty. I guess I don't know how bad the winds were. They were pretty.
I thought they were pretty good.
25, 30 mile an hour winds, maybe 35 mile an hour winds. A lot of hard rain. That it held up, which is a good thing.
Kept stuff dry,
Kept stuff dry.
which is another good thing.
Yes.
Chickens are settled in,
Chickens are settled in. They get to get out of their pen after they lay eggs.
and they're naughty. They really don't like to lay their eggs. They don't want to let them go in the pen, so they have to stay in there till 3:30, released for good behavior. So we were letting them out much earlier, but they just would not go back to the coop to lay. So they have to do their time, and then they can get their release papers.
We'll get that figured out, I hope. It'd be nice to have them out longer during the day.
We've got 2 or 3 that refuse to go back in at night. They'll come over to the
Run.
yeah, where I'm doing real well here. They'll come over to the run where what are those sticks called? Perches are. And because they go far enough outside, they'll get up on perch on the outside of them. But we wait till about 10:30 to lock them in, and they just don't.
They don't
won't
want to
go
go
in.
in. No.
So
No.
they're
They
on
act
their
like
own.
they want to go in, and they're all around the place, and we go out there and open the door, and they scurry off into the woods.
Crazy chickens.
Yep.
Oh, you got the goats up yesterday and the pony.
Yeah, brought the goats
Rest
up.
the dogs.
Yep. Freed up our other child.
Our other child.
Been missing Josiah.
He's glad to be up here.
Yeah, it's nice to have him up here. 2 weeks without him was
Long time.
a long time.
It was a really long time.
Yeah.
He did really well taking care of the other place, but he was ready to get up here. So, and your eldest one makeshifted some really cool T-posts. They're not really T-posts, but they took the place T-post because we had to get some temporary pens going on for the goats and the pony. And on one of our trips up here, we forgot to bring T-post up for the cattle panels. Now, and if you watch our other videos, you'll know that our whole thing is that this area is going to be focused of woodsland. You know, we don't want a whole bunch of new stuff here. We don't want a whole bunch of contemporary type fencing and things. But we have to start somewhere. And right now, everything's in a transitional phase, and so it has to be quick because, of course, the move is quick and things have to be ready now. So the cattle panels worked out really good, but without the T-post, it was not so good. So our eldest went ahead and just used some saplings and made them into post, and it worked great.
Yep.
Looks
Drove them in. Yep.
kind of rustic with the non-rustic cattle panels.
Well, yep.
And the thing that makes it so great, I'll put footage on here, is he looks like he knows what he's doing because he does know what he's doing, and he just makes it look so easy. And it is for him, and it's very basic. Anyone could do it, but I think a lot of people overlook the simplicity of it and think, I got to go get this, where he just says, no, let's just do this.
Yep. Yep.
So that's what makes that kind of cool.
No doubt. A lot of that, you can do yourself with what we have. Certain things we can, but it's for this, depending on what it is, at the moment in time, it's easier, quicker, or more economical to, like we bought the tarp. And we had
Right.
to have something to get over the tools, the workshop. We bought post instead of going out back and finding a couple of down cedars and making our own, which we could have done.
Right.
There's down cedars back there, but that would have taken
A lot more time than we have right
several hours or a few days possibly. We opted to go get, we bought some cedar fence posts and put those up instead of making our own
now. Mm-hmm.
type of thing. That's just, you just have to make that call.
We do.
But we certainly do like to do for ourselves as much as we can with what we have. And that's some of what we are, about.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of what homesteading mentality is. There's nothing wrong if you've got to buy something new. You've got to buy something. If you can't get it, you can't make it. You don't have time to. You got to do it.
Yep.
But when you can, I think that's where the satisfaction comes from. Is the self-sufficiency, and every little step is a self-sufficient step, and it makes you more. Every little self-sufficient step makes you more independent. It gives you more freedom to make the next step.
Right.
So we didn't have time when we were getting RJ had to work this week. Well, Ron went down to get everyone else, and yesterday he was on the way back up, and we had to get the pins together, and we didn't have time to go get the T-post or anything, and so this is, it's what he came up with, and it worked great.
It was a good call. Did a good job.
Yep. So
Good job.
because it's not just running uptown here to get the T-post. It's a good trip to somewhere to get them. So
Right.
it was just what he did. But anyways, I think that's a lot of the homestead mentality is every little self-sufficient step. There's no little accomplishment when it comes to, I think, independence or homesteading. It's like your baby when they first learn to walk. It's not just a little step, it's an exciting step, and then it goes from the little walk to running. So
I agree. Ugh.
what else has been going on?
My brain is like,
Much?
I'm road tripping here is what I'm doing. Just been on the road so much.
Yeah, we're getting ready to leave again tomorrow for
Going back down. Yep.
I go to a holistic dentist down that way, and I have some work that has been scheduled for a while, and so I did not want to cancel it, and I didn't want to have the odds of finding a holistic dentist up here. I felt was slim. I haven't really looked, to be honest, but they're hard to find. So I just decided to
Keep the appointment. And
we'll go back down, and two of our boys' birthdays in July. One's on the 5th and one's on the 9th, and so we're going to celebrate their birthdays down there with their grandma and aunt. And then we'll be back up, hopefully by God's grace, for a extended period of time before we have to get back in that car to head south again.
it's well, I drove basically straight through. When did I leave? Wednesday. Wednesday. Well, I left at noon. I drove straight through, and it took me 9.5 hours
By yourself.
by myself.
Yep.
Yep. Stopped once for gas, and
Add kids to it, and you've turned it to 9.5 hours into a 12-hour
into
trip.
12. Yeah.
Oh, there's no way around it.
Just a long trip.
So rabbits, chickens, ponies settled in. Ponies in.
Ponies
I don't know if he's settled in.
Dogs are got a whole gaggle of dogs.
First batch of dogs are happy.
Yeah.
I
I think the second batch was happy to see the first batch.
they were. They missed their friends,
They did.
especially the guardian dog.
Yes.
He was a mess.
He was a mess down there. Half his
Pack
half his pack, and I mean, all of us, and
half
half the dogs were gone. Just Josiah, and the other half of the dogs were left. So he was
a mess.
a mess.
Well, they got here yesterday at 9 o'clock,
Yep.
and he slept like a baby last night, which rumor has it he's not done that. He's been sleeping like a baby today,
Yep.
so out running around here in the woods with us, and so I think everybody's happy. We just gotta get up, be able to stay up here long enough to get things rolling the way they need to roll.
Right.
One thing we did, and this was very hard on all of us, but in our business, I deal with the customers, and I learned that this move overextended us, and I made, unfortunately, a few customers very unhappy, and because things didn't go out in a timely fashion, and that was my fault. I guess I didn't grasp or didn't calculate the
How long things take.
back to this.
It does it. Yep.
So we have been working this week really hard to get
caught up.
Yeah, we'll be doing that for the next week though, to get totally caught up.
Right.
And so we're back on par, and where our customers are happy, and we keep our good reputation because
Well,
we
just
don't lose
getting,
it.
just down below, just hop on the internet.
Right.
And sitting in the living room or kitchen or whatever, just hop on the internet and do the thing, and go out to the shop and
Get the work done.
yep, and and it's done. Up here, for now, it takes a half an hour. Well, a half an hour. Yeah, it doesn't take that long to get to town. But anyway, by the time we get packed up and in the car and get to where we get internet reception, and get going, there's a half an hour, and then you do what you need to do on the internet, and there's an hour.
Right.
And then we get back home and get going, there's a couple hours. If we do that a couple times a day, that's there's 3-4 hours.
I do think one thing we've learned with the internet, we don't miss having the internet right available to us.
Right.
It saves us a lot of time. I'm a horrible researcher. I can spend hours on the internet researching things, and I'm also a checker when it comes to work. I'm checking all the time for correspondence and stuff, because a lot of times in our business, that's how sales are made, and that's the whole point of being in business for us.
The range.
So I think we found that we enjoy the peace. I mean, that's part of the purpose why we're here.
Yep.
We enjoy the peace that comes with not having it here, even though it's more of a hassle to have to go to it. When we leave it, it's there. It doesn't come home with us.
Yep.
And I think if we can get phone out here, we're going to go the landline.
Yep.
We're going to go that route. We have an air card, so we'll go that route for communications, because you can't do anything online on landline dial-up. Besides, emails and stuff like that, and that's where most of my time at work is spent. So if I've got things to upload, whether it's for the business or for YouTube like we're doing now, or blog or whatever, then we'll just run up and use the air card. But if we get landline, that will decrease our trips significantly to just 2-3 times a week versus twice a day, to make sure that we're up on business.
Yep. Yep. So on one aspect or respect, it would be a time saver, because we won't have to pack up and
Right.
make sure the dogs are taken care of, or the little ones, or
And
if we leave the little ones, somebody's got to
stop what they're doing.
Stop what they're doing. Yep.
The kids don't. Once in a while we take the kids, but it's no fun for them to sit there while we're, I'm working on the internet, or, whatever.
Yep.
And if we don't get self-service here, which is fine, we don't miss it, but we also don't like the fact that no one's able to get a hold of us if there's an emergency. We had our first windstorm last week. Call it a windstorm. It was just high wind.
High winds.
Being right near the lake like we are, they are pretty fierce, and they had a no swim warning up there. I have a little bit of footage. I didn't get much, but I have a little bit of footage of what the lake waters look like right by us with that wind, and the currents were so bad.
Like a mosquito.
And they were. It was weird because it was watching the water go away from the land
Right.
instead of having it come to the land.
Yep.
It was really
The undertow. Yep.
unusual.
Big lakes, or the Great Lakes, are well known for their undertow.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful with those. I think that's about it.
It's just won't be long this time we'll be getting busy around here.
Yeah.
Vacation's over. Time to get to work.
Got to get started on the cabin site, soon.
Yes, sir. That cabin keeps getting
Bigger and bigger.
bigger and bigger and quicker and quicker.
So. No, we haven't even walked back there since we've been here in the last couple of weeks.
Haven't had time.
No. Kind of look forward to just a few minutes of downtime, and then you don't really feel like trouncing through the woods. And I don't.
Let's see. We had the storm today, and you fell a tree that was dead. That was quite tall.
Dead hemlock.
We were concerned about being near the trailer.
Yeah, it was probably 50, 60 foot. Yeah.
So you got that down before the storm came.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. No, it fell.
Where it was told to.
Well, the two older boys and I, we prayed, and it may seem like an insignificant thing or a silly thing to pray for, but we just prayed that all would go well and nobody would get hurt, and the tree would go where it was, where we intended it, and it did. So it was very easily could have gone the wrong way.
Even with you praying.
Even with us praying, sure.
But God is still in
saw
control
fit
either way.
and dropped it where we needed it to. So, yeah.
No, it's been so warm here. I mean, we don't have the humidity we have down south up here, but we past few days this week, past couple weeks, we've had 80 degrees. But at night, what's so nice is it drops way down, like, in low 50s, sometimes the high 40s. And after this rain, it was pretty warm this morning as the afternoon when it, came around. But after the rain, it really gave it a nice cool breeze.
It did. It did. Even with the sun coming out right now, it's still nice. The mosquitoes are not
too atrocious.
Tearing us apart for
black flies aren't around.
Reason.
Well, hopefully we'll be doing some videos soon of actual
doing something.
Actually doing something. I took a video of them doing the hoop barn, but it's just the shell. And so I decided to wait to put that up until they get it finished. Just
get the ends on it.
Just because.
Close it in.
Yep. Oh.
Okay.
Okay. God bless. Bye. where they are